Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Y'all see the title, so let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, y'all, so Sly and the Family Stone are in the middle of performing, and I love it because I already told y'all months ago that the only reason why I knew that this show was coming back on was because DC Young Fly made a mention of it when he was on his show, the 85 South Show, which is a podcast. So anyway, y'all, they performed and I was here for it. And so they ended up doing a flashback of like earlier the day that they actually came in. They came in on a tour bus, I think earlier that day. Y'all, before they even arrived, like moments before they arrived, Don was tired of his spirit. Let me tell you why. He was tired of his spirit because he has heard how Sly and the Family Stone get down. He was like, okay, I'm trying to understand what's going on. I need to know what it's going to be for me. Like, how is it going to go down with him being on my lot and on my set? Because I don't want the same things to happen. Y'all, they be setting it off. They be tearing stuff up. Like, they go places and wreak havoc. So, he was trying to mentally prepare himself for that. And I guess he was going to have to prepare his bank account just in case they try him too. But I don't know. Y'all, they get off the bus and they end up doing a slow motion scene showing DC Young Fly and the rest of the people that's a part of, Sly and the Family Stone. Y'all, I was tired of my spirit. As they were approaching, I see this animal and I was like, I know that's not a black llama. I know that's not a black llama. They had a whole llama on the bus. I was so tired in my spirit. I was like, why? And everybody was looking like, this is what we doing. Oh, okay. So Sly roll up on Don. Was like, hey brother, how you doing? Thank you for having us. Like, he seems like he's all peace and light or whatever. And this, in all honesty, to me, they couldn't have picked anybody else, in my opinion. Y'all might say, yeah, whatever. But I felt like they gave the right person the part to play Sly. I felt like DC did a great job playing this character, y'all. So he greeted them and was like, well, we gonna get settled or whatever. So they went on ahead and went on about their business, and they had a whole llama. I was just like, bruh. I think he was talking about he was gonna go back to the bus and milk the llama, and you ain't gonna be able to get no milk from that llama. Let's just say that. Anyway, y'all, Simone and Flo got into it. They were outside of the studio and they were getting into it. Before they got into it, one of the members of Sly and the Family Stone was in a room screwing one of the dancers. So Tessa walked in on them as that was happening because she actually was walking somebody around who was from somewhere, I don't forget where, but they were from like a magazine or something, an urban magazine or something, y'all. I can't remember. But she was walking her around, and then this is what you see. She opened the door, and that's what she sees. I was tired of my spirit. So Tessa had to snatch the girl up. She took her out the building, and as she was walking about the other people who were just outside hoping to get a chance to come in or waiting until they were going to be able to be allowed to come inside, she was like, y'all need to focus on your job. Your job is, you have a job, and it is not to screw the talent. Don't sit up here and do anything with the talent. And so one of the other dancers that was waiting was like, we are the talent. And I was just like, girl, y'all don't even get paid. Y'all get paid in chicken at dinners and hair products at this point now. Like, y'all are getting paid nothing. Let's just be honest. So just calm down. Anyway, like I said, Simone and Flo got into it. Flo started reading her. Now, Flo, granted, she was wrong and she shouldn't have said what she said about Tessa, which was she was trying to read Tessa talking about that's probably why she divorced now. Because she just felt like she was doing the most because she took the girl. I was like, no, it's a part of her job. You can't get mad at her for doing her job. She stays on top of y'all. And had she not stayed on top of you, you wouldn't have that job. So go somewhere and sit down. But anyway, her and Simone got into it. It got so bad that Flo started reading her and was like, yeah, I talked to you more than you even talked to your own brother. Like, she couldn't say nothing to this heifer. Then she was reading her, talking about it's her fault that her that the group didn't last, and she went off to live her dreams in New York and just left them behind to fend for themselves and all this other stuff. And like, she was reading. She just kept on reading. I was just like, ooh, girl, you just gonna stand there and get read? Oh, okay. So anyway, y'all, the group should have gone on a long time ago. I'm thinking what has happened is they've done one take and they're about to do another song and they aren't out there yet. So Tesla is asking everybody where they at. They supposed to been on. And so she ends up going to the room that they're supposed to be in. So she's knocking on the door. Nobody's answering the door. She was like, well, everybody better have clothes on. I don't care if you ain't got no clothes on or not. I'm coming in. She coming in the door cussing. They are literally in the middle of a prayer and the prayer is ending. And she looking crazy because she thought a whole nother sex situation was going on, but it wasn't. So she basically walked in on a Bible study / prayer. And Sly was like, hey, how you doing? We were just finishing up. You know, we got to get our minds and our hearts and our souls right before we go on stage. We wait though for our latest to get here, and he's running late. He's backed up in traffic. And so she was like, oh, okay. And since she kind of felt bad about walking in on them while they was praying and all this other stuff, she kind of went on about her business, but she was still like, they need to get on here because this is, time is money. So they trying to look for the violinist or whatever. So she sees the violinist, so she thinks he's the violinist. She sees this man. She was like, you're late. You need to get over there and all this other stuff. And went off on him. The dude runs through the building looking for Sly. Y'all, all of a sudden, we see Sly being wheeled out of the building in a wheelchair. And I'm just like, why? Y'all, he is slumped over too. So I was like, what is this about? Y'all, a whole nother security guard that we ain't never seen before. At least I ain't never seen him, or I ain't never paid attention to him. Because they usually focus on this one. Unless they fired him because he was so excited about that dang article. Y'all, that man was so excited to see Don Cornelius' name in that article. He was so happy. And that article, that whole paper, let's just say that whole paper was this whole screen. His part was this part. And this is just one of the pages. This whole screen is just one page. One page, and I'm being generous by doing that. This little part right here, this was Don Cornelius' part in that whole article at the back. That man was so excited. Now, either Don actually took that man up on his suggestion, which was to hire more security, or he fired him after he saw him get excited about that little bitty piece of article. But anyway, this man to set it off, he was like, what are you doing with him? Like, he really was doing his job because that man tried to take him. Y'all, Don Cornelius came outside. He realized that the violinist had already been there because everybody looking at them like, what are you talking about? The violinist came in with them. Y'all, this man got to be a pusher, drug dealer, or whatever. And Sly is in the wheelchair, slumped over with the case in his lap, with it just like this in his lap. And he just looking like this, looking like he dead. He got a big old fro and everything, like big fro and hat, all that stuff. So all you see is fro and him slumped over. Don comes up to him. He's trying to talk to him. He was like, man, we got a contract. You need to go in there and do what you said you was going to do. You got to fulfill your contract. So he trying to act like he dead. Somebody else was like, man, we got to call for help. We got to call for help. Don Cornelius already know what it is. He already know. So he was like, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with him. He ain't dead. Trust me, he ain't dead. He tried to take that violin case. He all of a sudden got a life. And he like kind of snatched on it, put a little bit of grip, a little clank down on it. He was like, yeah, that's what I thought. What you gonna do is get in there and do what you said you was gonna do. You have an obligation to fulfill. So it just got to the point. He was like, man, let me go. I need to go on this bus. I need to get right. I got to do something. And I'll be back. He was like, nah, what you're going to do is get in there and do what you said you was going to do. And what you're going to do is give me this case and you'll get it back after you've performed. Y'all, I'm pretty sure it was some drugs in there because he was doing the most. So anyway, y'all, they went on and did the song. They went on ahead and performed, and I know this song. It was that song that goes, I wanna thank you for letting me be myself. I know that song from them or whatever. So later on, we see that JT is being tailed by somebody. So a random white guy tailing him and actually taking pictures of him. And I'm just like, is this a police officer? Like, or is this somebody who feels as though this is a neighboring situation? But the more that I think about it, I think it might actually be somebody who is in connection to that heifer Ruby. I don't know, because you know the heifer is not out the picture. She's not out the picture, so I ain't gonna put nothing past her. It wouldn't surprise me if he has some dealings with her and she's having him do some surveillance on behalf of the people she's working for. I don't know. That's my best bet as far as that is concerned. But the dude is set up here. He tailed him. He took pictures of JT while he was going into the trunk, getting some stuff out. Y'all know since Willie was killed, he has had to step up and do things that he don't want to do. He does not want any part of the drug game. He don't want no part of the loan game and all the other stuff that he had to do the other week. But Gerald looked at him like, you're going to have to do it. And I know your mama's history, so you're going to get to doing what you're going to have to do. And I was like, dang, Gerald. Like, Gerald did, you know, say what he said. It's true. His mama was a druggie, is a druggie, and all of that. But I was like, dang, you ain't have to do that. That's a very sensitive topic. His mama did the most, y'all. I could have snatched her through the screen last season. But anyway. But the guy takes his pictures and he leaves. Y'all, all of a sudden they pan over to Gerald and whoever this other man is in the car with him who drove him there. And he was like, you got the plates? He was like, yeah. So they got the plates. And I'm like, did y'all come to watch JT? Or did y'all know that he was being tailed, or it just kind of happened to work out in your favor that you trailed JT to see how this kind of real first drug interaction situation was going to pan out, and then you saw that this dude was there tailing him and taking pictures of him? Like, the most is going on, y'all. So anyway, of course, JT don't even notice that none of this is going on. The dude was able to stay under the radar well enough for him not to even notice. So I was like, Lord, they're doing too much. So after the performance happened, he did this, he was informed that he'd actually received his package. His package that he'd received was an amazing clear piano. Oh my gosh, I love it. And it was something that he ordered so that y'all don't even want to know what I was going to say. I was like, why was I about to say that? That person's name. But yeah, Elton John was gonna perform. He's still gonna perform despite people thinking that he is out of line for doing this. Y'all, so he's telling the dude where he wants the piano to go, and a silent partner comes out of nowhere, and he's like, yeah, I flew in because I've been alerted to the fact that you've been doing things behind my back and you haven't talked to me about. And that's booking Elton John, having him on the show. And yeah, it's just a lot. And that man went off. He was like, I don't know why you're doing this. You know you're wrong. I don't care how big of a star he is over there. The platform is for us, by us. Like, the man set it off. And he was like, that's not a good move and all this other stuff. I beg to differ, but I love Elton John, y'all. And they ended up singing my song. It's a song that he sings. I love Rocket Man. I like quite a few of his songs, but it's this one song. It's random, and I think it's because of the way he plays the piano when it comes to this song is a reason why it draws me in too. It will draw you in anyway. But it's like this main part, which is the name of the song. Well, part of the name of the song is what they sing. And he sings, watch my voice tab. I'm not even gonna do it, but the name of the song is Benny and the Jets. Benny and the Jets. And yeah. He did that song, and whoever played Elton John, he did an amazing job. I love that song. I was grooving the whole time. I was here for it. I was here for the performance. So they ended up doing like they do on the show, and they interviewed him. This was one of the first times, well, in a while, let me say that they've done a sort of in-depth interview with the talent. And, you know, he allowed a couple of people that were the dancers to ask questions. And they asked questions like where you get your glasses from and where you get that suit from. It looks nice and all this other stuff, like random stuff like that, y'all. Then they ended up like panning out and then panning back in, and they showed Mary Wilson of the Supremes being interviewed, and she was like, you know, I've done everything I wanted to do. Because I think he asked the question like, what is something that you've always wanted to do that you've never done? And she was like, you know, I'm doing what I love doing. And then she mentioned something about going down the Soul Train line, and he's never done it. And she was like, what? Like, he was like, well, I wouldn't know what to tell you about that experience. I've never done that before. And so she convinced him to go down the Soul Train line with him. He looked like he had an amazing time. Everybody was here for his reaction. They egged him on and was like, yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. So he actually did it, y'all. It was amazing. So, y'all, Gerald and them, they found out who the dude is. But whoever he is, apparently he's going to be hard to take down. I don't know what they have on him or what information they found, but whatever it is, it's going to be a lot to take him down. Get rid of him, all of that. Y'all, JT at the house, and he's kind of trying to, you know, get back to what he loves a little bit, you know, dabble in it a little bit, which is playing the guitar and all that stuff. And Simone ends up popping up. She's talking to him, kind of trying to rekindle things. And initially she came there to vent about what happened earlier because, you know, it was brought up about the group. And it's funny because JT just got to the point where he's like, I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I'm just going to say what it is. And so he was like, well, you know, she was right about that. And it's like, girl, why you thought you was going to go over there and get some kind of validation from him about her being possibly wrong about what was said? Like, I don't know what she thought she was going to get out of JT, but JT was like, well, she was right. So, I mean, it is what it is. Y'all, this heifer done rolled up, and she was like, well, you know, we started a song before I went to New York. Maybe we could finish it. And he was like, well, I don't know. Anything could happen. And they end up kissing and all this other stuff. And he was like, you know what? I think it's getting late. It's getting kind of late. It's getting late. Why you gotta be here? I don't know why everybody do something when that song gotta come out. And it was like, that song wasn't even around back then. Like, I don't know. It'd be killing me. That's exactly what I thought. As soon as he said that, every time somebody says getting late, that's all I think of. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. But anyway, he ended up, you know, telling her, you know, I think it's getting late. And so she was like, okay, well, just think about it. And I'm like, girl, stop. Don and Tessa are leaving work late. This has been a long day. All this stuff going on. I think the Mary Wilson interview and Elton John and like all that, I think all that stuff happened the same day. So that really had to have been a really long day. So it's late at night. Y'all already know Tessa ain't got no life. So she up in there all the time anyway. So he sees her off. And before she, you know, leaves, she was like, you know, you look like you had a lot of fun today. I like this Don. This Don needs to come out a lot more. Like I already said earlier. And he was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't think so. So he sees her off. And she gone by her business and drive off. The car is about to blow up, y'all. I'm just like, Lord, girl, woo. So anyway, y'all, you hear a noise. And I'm like, who is that? What is going on, y'all? Sly is still there. So literally all of this stuff happened the same day. Sly was on there. Elton John and Mary Wells, all of them were on there that same day, from what I can gather, by seeing him still being on the lot. This fool high out of his mind. And he was like, what are you still doing here, Sly? He was like, I'm looking for my card. I gotta find my card. I'm like, what kind of card is he talking about? He ain't talking about no credit card. Oh no, this fool is talking about a card that apparently has been created for people to have access to Gerald's Boom Boom Room. Let me stop. But it's a situation that's like the Boom Boom Room, you know, the underground gambling spot. Oh Lord, he done dropped a dime on Gerald. He was like, "Yeah, the only Gerald said the only way that you can get in there is if you have that card. I gotta find that card. I need you to help me find that card, man." So he looking like, what is he talking about? Yeah, he helped him politely find that card, and he went up in there. Y'all, Gerald, I'm talking about it was y'all. The mood was right, y'all. They was playing an amazing song in that moment that definitely needed to be played. It was a Temptation song that was entitled Shaky Ground. That song was everything. I know back in the day that probably had to have hit number one, because if it didn't, somebody know they wrong. But anyway, that was the perfect song. Man, Don walked up in there. Gerald looked up from having his drink and he saw Don standing there and looked like he saw a ghost. It was bad, y'all. I cannot wait until the next episode. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this little recap review. I enjoy this show so much. I really do. I get my entire life. Anyway, y'all have a good one and I'll see y'all later on. Bye.